when we did Hey Bulldog, John's sort of scat vocal at the end, what he sort of mumbles into the thing, is quite loud on the mono because we loved it. And then you'll find on the reissues you can hardly hear it, you know. There's nothing been improved on reissuing these things. They've just been destructive, you know.
It's got to be frustrating for you.
It is, you know. I mean, it's a money-making machine for the record companies. That's all it is. But I mean, the last thing with Pepper was a joke, you know. Absolute joke.
Well, it's like you made a painting and then somebody came in and messed with the colors.
Yeah, I mean, I always refer to, would you just repaint the Sistine Chapel? No. Or would you repaint the Mona Lisa? No. You know?
Or paint over it.
But these tracks are iconic. I even felt bad when I was doing the anthology because it was, well, you know, we're doing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and I'm picking it. Now, let the listeners hear the basic rhythm tracks, the basic this, the basic that. But we remember it as being Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Why suddenly unpick it all and just, again, a money-making machine, you know?
But as a fan, I got to say it's interesting to hear some of the outtakes and the process you went through to come to the finished product, the finished art.
Yes, if you think of it in that form, yes. So it's not destructive, and if you think of it as a process, because I don't often think about it, I feel uncomfortable. I mean, it was like going into the pyramids and going into Tutankhamun's tomb, you know. And in fact, actually, 2 people that worked on the anthology died.
As your interviewer, I'm starting to move away a little bit. Starting to scare me now. Well, you know, working with the Beatles did you go home from work, like during Sgt. Pepper, thinking we're creating a piece of music that's going to just change the whole culture? It's not just, it's going to get to #1, it's going to just change everything?
No, not at all. We knew that what we'd done on that particular day, no matter what track it was, because if it was Philip MacDonald, who was my assistant, or Richard, or sometimes if it was Philip, you know, we'd leave the studio at 3 or 4 in the morning, and we'd be in this, we share a car home because he lived near where I live, and you see the milkman delivering the milk, you know, like 6 in the morning and stuff. But we were fulfilled knowing what we'd actually achieved that day, because we had actually created something ourselves. I mean, we didn't have plugins, you know, like people use now. If you have the wrong sound, we try to create a new sound. And as you know, most of the plugins now on modern day records are just based on some of the sounds we did. It's so easy to do that. But it's not really the same thing. It's a psychological thing. They show you a picture of the piece of equipment you're supposed to be using. Even getting back to the Fairchild 660 limiter, you know, you've got the plug-in for it. Wow, I've got a 660. But if it was a trash can with some wires sticking out of it, you'd think, well, I haven't got a 660, but it's the same sounds coming out of it. It's a very odd, I say odd, it's not a very nice situation for me, because the creative process has just gotten not obliterated, but it's secondary now. You know, and that's why everything, you know, people are basically painting by numbers, because they're all using the same thing. They're not saying, oh, well, that doesn't sound right, I'll create something new for this, you know. It's so easy to play, and everything sounds the same.
And they have like a gazillion tracks and all that stuff.
And
but you guys were like building something out of almost nothing.
Yes, but we made decisions.
Right. And took chances.
Which was great, because, you know, we used to get the drum sound for a track or whatever track, the sounds would be awesome. And they were the finished sounds on the record, on the basic rhythm track. We didn't like re-EQ it on the mix. The basic rhythm track is on 2 tracks of a 4 track. Or maybe 4, if we did 4 to 4 and mix that down to 2 tracks. But we never did it on the mix, it was always done on the recording. So when it came to the mix, it was a question of basic level changes. Because often, if you hear the mono and on the stereo as well, because I used to pop the drums up and down to get the impacts of the drums and the guitar solos and so forth. Because I used to love the sound of the hand coming off on the last note of the guitar solo. It makes a sort of fumbly noise, which is really exciting. And I just used to push the fader up for that, you know. And if you know that, you'll listen for that. There's some of the little hi-hat things that Ringo may have done. So I'm moving it all the time, which is putting more dynamics into the music. Yeah.
We're all going to go home and re-listen to these albums.